It's June 4th, the day before the big launch of the Switch 2 console, and GameStop is having walk-in pre-orders at 3 p.m. today. So my wife got up early, caught a very early slot here, and I'm now gonna take her place. We'll get a console for our family, and we'll do an unboxing later.
Sorry about that.
All right, I got console number one here.
Let's do it. There you go. Number one.
Number one.
All right.
Got the game.
We got the controller.
Got the controller. Awesome.
That was
Console. Yeah.
awesome.
Standard one. All right.
You double check if everything is correct in your.
That looks good. I'm good, right?
Awesome.
Excellent.
Just double check if everything
Yes.
is correct in your items. It's whatever you buy.
And you got a free Fanta and stuff there, right? My daughter would enjoy it. Oh,
Coke over there also.
Oh, Cool Ranch Doritos. Oh, thank you for making a launch day awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Good night, everybody. All right, good luck, everybody. All right, here is the rest of the people in line. Just got home and it's around 9:30. Thank goodness we're on the West Coast and we don't have to do an exactly midnight release. Let's see what we got in the bag here. We got our first game and this is what the case looks like. We'll do an unboxing of this later. And here is the new Switch 2 Pro controller. It will have a C button to utilize the camera, which we probably won't do at all, but more importantly, it has better vibration or haptics. So I think that will be cool to check out. You don't have to get this. Your standard Pro controller for the original Switch will work with the new Switch 2 console. And let's take a look at the box here. We'll do unboxing of this in a bit. I just want to see if this is actually made in India. That was how Nintendo was going to solve the tariff issue with high tariffs with China. And they were going to send all the ones from India produced here instead. So I just want to take a peek, see where this is actually manufactured. Let's see. Oh, well, this one is made in Vietnam. There you go. Right, so not exactly made in China, though it does say the AC adapter is made in China. So that's how they were able to keep costs down and not increase it because of the tariffs. However, I believe the accessories like this controller, they did raise in price because these are still made in China. Let's just take a peek here. Where is the made in denotion? My goodness. Let's see it here. Oh, here it is at the bottom, I believe. Made in China. There you go. All right, let's get to an unboxing. Incidentally, you might see a lot of video game news in your feeds, as traditionally this is the time for E3, but that has been replaced now with Summerfest, which takes place later this week, which myself and my daughter are going to attend at YouTube Stadium, so that's going to be awesome. And we're having the Switch release this week, and also just a couple hours ago before this release, PlayStation had their State of Play video presentation showing off some awesome new games, including a new fighting Marvels game, a new Capcom action adventure game, which looks cool, called Pragmatic, and other things. So you could check that out on other channels. We'll be covering the Summerfest later. I have to give credit to GameStop for having a smooth Switch 2 release. Certainly at my local GameStop, it ran really well. You could lock in your walk-in release at 3 p.m. So I just had to wait in line earlier, as I mentioned, and then go into the store at 3 and pay for it, and then do a pickup at 9. So everything turned out great. They even give you a nice thick bag to bring everything home in, and it even had gamer snacks ready for you with the Doritos and the sodas. So well done, GameStop. Thanks for clicking on the video, and here on our Mimic, we are going to do an unboxing of the brand new Nintendo Switch 2 console, which we just got, as you just saw. So technically for me, it is still June 4th on Wednesday, and it's about 10 p.m. So yeah, they had a midnight release on the East Coast. So for me on the West Coast, it would be 9 p.m. release, and that's pretty cool. They do a simultaneous release. So let's get to the unboxing, and the first thing you will realize is this game box looks very similar to the original Switch. So you want to be sort of careful. Everything that you do purchase for Switch 2 does have that nice 2 there. Even the Pro Controller, the box and packaging looks almost identical to the original Switch. So just be careful about that. Even the games, right? They look very, very, very similar. So I think that's a little disconcerting for a lot of people. And certainly, maybe if you're not paying attention, you might get the wrong thing. All right. Anyways, that being said, you will notice that the Joy controller here sort of slips out. It doesn't slide in. I think that's to accommodate the new mouse feature of this controller, if you weren't aware of that. The other thing I want to say off the bat, this dock here that you have to use is required for the Switch 2. You cannot use your old dock. And similarly, you can't put a old Switch into this new dock. It will not fit, okay? So I already confirmed that. The rest of the packaging is pretty standard for Nintendo here. You can see some photographs of people using the box. Here is the back of it. And there is actually no tape to hold this in. So we're just gonna unbox it like that. Welcome to the channel where we munch on multiple nerdy things, from board games to Dungeons and Dragons, comic books to toys, video games on Saturdays, and gamer snacks on Sundays. We also do monthly giveaways, and for the joyous summer months of June and July, we're going to do a pair of authentic TSR D&D products. I'll put a link down below how you could win this awesome prize. If you're watching this in the future, I'm sorry you missed out. You could click our main channel page for our current giveaway. And if you do enjoy the video you're about to watch, hopefully consider hitting that like and subscribe. It's free to you and helps us out on the channel. Thank you for watching. Pretty nice. You don't have to deal with any sticky tape. And pretty nifty packaging. We got our controllers. This one looks orange and this one blue. Maybe the blue, the L for left, and orange with the R for right. Okay, maybe that's how they distinguished and placed those colors. That would make sense. We'll set these off to the side. This is the console itself. All right, so basically it is a gigantic tablet or screen. We'll plug this in a bit. Let's see what else is in the packaging. And part of the reason to make an unboxing video is also just to help me if I want to put everything back the way it's supposed to be. I have documentation of that. Here is a little manual. It's more like a warning sign disclaimer list than, yeah, it's only a health information. So that's not too helpful for a quick start. Looks like it does come with an HDMI cable. Don't think I need to utilize that. Got plenty in the house. These are little cables so you don't throw your Joy controller out the window when you're too excited with the motion play. Sort of like the Wii straps. So what else is in here? I think that's it for this layer. What is this? Okay, this looks like something to hold the Joy controllers together. Yeah, so you can make your own console, but yeah, we probably won't utilize this. We are going to use the Pro controller instead, which will feature better vibration. This is the AC adapter. And yes, it will be a USB-C connector. All right, so place that there for now, and this will be the dock. I'm sort of curious to see how this will look. I haven't had one in my hands yet. All right, let's see what is different about this. Now, it looks similar, but I'm assuming that the base, if you can see that in reflection, is slightly different. There is a little nub there. So that will probably be the main difference to prevent a switch one from fitting in here. You can also see some ports here. That must be where the fan outlet is. There's some outputs here. It looks like there are USB connectors. Back here is probably outlet for the HDMI cable. And so here you can take a closer look. So AC adapter connector goes here. HDMI output and a wired LAN output. Okay, so that explains that. And let's take a quick look back at the console. Look at the bottom here. And you can see, yes, there is that little nub groove to fit that nub that you saw at the bottom of the base. So that will be the thing holding you back from using the bases, vice versa, between the two consoles. Okay, so something to be aware of there. All right, now to get this hooked up to the television. I have the Switch 2 dock now installed to my gaming console setup. The original Switch is now sitting on the floor here. I'll probably put this in our board game room. Regardless, as I mentioned, this Switch dock cannot be interchangeable with the original Switch. The other thing you should realize is the AC adapter. Both of them use a USB-C connector, but it will not be enough power to power up this new Switch 2 docker. This requires more power, 3 amps, and this only provides 2.5. So you will have to swap out the adapter in the back and put the new one in, which was a little bit of a chore since it's all back there and hidden with cables, but it is now accomplished. So before we get this switch turned on, the other thing we should do is install or connect these Joy-Con connectors. And as I mentioned, they should just pop right in. You don't have to slide them in. Oh yeah, they have a nice satisfying click. It feels very magnetic, like having a magnetic clasp to a board game box or a luggage or something of that nature. But yeah, it just clicks right in. This is a little off angle because I'm trying to do this with one hand. Let me see if I can accomplish this better. There you go. And to remove it, you're gonna have to pull on the trigger in the back here, the little trigger here. Basically, it causes a little tab to also push out as well. You can see there's a little tab here when you pull this trigger button. So that's pretty neat. So it'll click in there again, like that, snap right in. And now we can put this in the dock. All right. The dock itself has a smooth inside, so it won't scratch up your screen. All right, saw a little green light flash there. Let's see, like it's so charging up, and the screen turned on briefly. And yeah, the green light is working. While the console is sitting on the dock, charging up to full power, let's get this controller out of the box. You can see it might actually light up on the joystick like it did on the Joy-Con, and that's a pretty cool feature. We'll see if that happens when we get this connected. Here is a look at the box. Here is a look at the back. And it is held in place with some tape on the top here. So let's get that removed right now. Try to make a nice clean cut. Okay, that should be sufficient. And yep, pops open really easily. I think this is almost like a drawer you slide out. is. There we go. All right, so this is probably USB-C cable. Oh, regular USB to AC cable. And yeah, we can put this off the side. We have plenty of connectors that accomplish that already in the house. Here is a look at the controller itself. So pretty nifty looking, has a nice heft to it, nice premium feel to it as well. The front here is gray. The original Pro controller is just all black. So I don't know if I like that or not. I guess you're not really staring at it, but it is a little bit odd. But from this point of view, it looks fantastic. And from the bottom, it looks like that. So that's pretty cool. It's just, look at it on end, it looks a bit odd, but no one's really gonna stare at you that way, I suppose. Okay, so let's get this connected to our system. Here's a look at the two Pro controllers side by side, the new version and the old first edition version, which has almost a slightly translucent look to it. But yeah, it's all in black. But I have to admit, this has a more modern, stylistic look to it. So that's pretty cool. All right, so let's get our Switch 2 out of the dock here. Apologize, it's really dark, but everyone's asleep right now. Kids have their last day of school tomorrow. All right, so here's a look at the setup. So let's do this. Regular US, and Americas. Yeah, just accept, of course. Internet settings. All right, got my internet set up. Great. What's next? Update data. Yeah, this might take a while. Hopefully not. You can see it's downloading right now. Usually their updates are pretty fast though compared to PlayStation or Xbox. Okay, yeah, etc. Next. Has a little stand, you can see. Play on your tabletop. Can connect the AC directly to the system. It's useful information. Detach the controller. Yes, we already showed you how to do that. Maybe go back. We are not going to use the stand. Right? So, can we skip that? Okay, I guess we click OK here. We're going to use the console. No, what's going on? How come we can't skip this? Do we have to detach it? Okay. I guess they just want you to show you everything that can be done. Make you go through the motions for muscle memory. Let's skip this. Okay, we want to do it this way. All right, let's connect these controllers back. Almost done with the system update. All right, it's now updating. See, there is a, I don't know if that's a light or it's just a really fluorescent paint job on that. I should test that in the dark. Oh, so is it restarting? Okay, yeah, it is restarting. Update is complete. I don't want to transfer. Okay, let's add a user. And sign in to an Nintendo account. It's now giving me a confirmation code after I sign in with my username and password. It's okay. And we should be in the system. Yeah, that's my little boy's name. Okay. Great. Skip. I could add my daughter a little bit later. Skip this for now. Skip. Yeah, you can expand the memory with an SD card. Said it's complete. Great. Press home. Nice. Login music. Okay. From here, you could re-download and play purchasable games. Okay. All right. Now this is blank. Let's get the Mario Kart World unboxed and in the system. Oh, actually, before we do that, let's connect this controller. So there should be a way to do that. How to pair controllers, other pairing methods, pairing with USB connector wirelessly. So I would have to hit this little nub here. Well, in the grip change order menu or on the screen. So let's do that right now. Hit this little nub, lighting up. There we go. Oh, that was painless. Excellent. Yeah, definitely working. So now we could get the game unboxed and dock it and play on the big TV. Time to get this launch game out of the wrap and packaging. It's probably the only launch game worthy of note. Everything else is a third-party game. Let's compare this packaging to the original, which looks like this. You can see clearly there's a big red border here, but that's part of the cover. It's not part of the box. I have to admit it diminishes from the artwork that could have been more expanded. So I wish they sort of kept it open, maybe put this somewhere else. I don't know, but or maybe more translucent, but it's sort of disappointing that this wonderful cover art for this game, I mean, look at all these wonderful characters here. It's probably shrunken down, unfortunately. On the back of the box, it's pretty standard. There's no border to block the artwork. You can see the case comes in a custom red finish. The other one was translucent or clear. Okay, so apparently you could also play this split screen with 4 players. I can't wait to do that with the whole family. But we will just do a test drive later on tonight, solo. So let's get this out of the packaging. And usually to do this, I'd like to make a little cut at the bottom here. So hopefully I can preserve the shrink. And there's a little split. And then I will need to take a scissor. Make a little cut here. You can sort of peel off the shrink off the sides here. Bear with me. You can skip ahead if you don't want to see this technique. It's just really useful to just keep the shrink preserved. And for this remaining side, you'll need your scissor again. And then on the opposite side of the shrink, make a snip here. And because this is a fold in the plastic, not a wrap around there, you will have to cut it. This apparently is not peeling back, so let me make another snip here. You're gonna peel it back to the edge here and then cut across. Now sometimes the packaging is already loose and nope, there's still some adhesive that keeps this shrink in place. So sometimes you will need a little piece of paper, or I should say thin cardboard stock, and cut it small enough so it can fit in the gap here to loosen up any tape that is between the packaging and the box. And there you go. So this will come off. Let's see if I could make it not catch on the top. Yeah, there we go. Just peel it off. Now we have a shrink we could use to preserve the game for ages. And unfortunately, yeah, there's no manual. In fact, there's not even a clasp to hold a piece of paper. So it looks like they will never even put one. That's really unfortunate. See, there's no tab to hold in paper. You see there's some artwork here though. I guess they would put a small piece of paper up here. Instead, you can see there's tabs for that. This is the game cartridge. From what I understand, the full game is not on this cartridge. Yeah. It looks like it has larger inputs here too, maybe for faster read. All right, so let's get this popped into the system. Here's a look at the two systems side by side. You can clearly see this has a larger screen. The cartridge is kept in place here. So let's get this old cartridge out for comparison. What do we have in here? This is Pokemon Snap, which my little boy is playing right now. And here's the new cartridge. Should be the same size. Actually, it is slightly larger. I don't know if you can see that. It is slightly larger. Let's put this run straight on top. Yeah, it is. No, it is the same size. Apologies. The optical illusion. It is the same size. Yeah, and actually the backing looks the same. Okay, there's something new there. I know these games are supposed to be backwards compatible, but the hardware between the two apparently is different. It doesn't share the same chipset or anything like that. And so they are doing backwards compatibility only with software and not really hardware. Okay, so let's get this new card into the system. And I'm assuming it's going to be up here, but I could be wrong about that. Yeah, it looks like there is. Okay, it pulls out. Has a sort of a thick lid to it, which is different from the other system. Should click in easily. There you go. Let's continue. All right, probably will do a first day patch upload, I'm assuming. Well, let's put this on the big screen. All right, so to accomplish that, we need to put it back in the dock. Okay. All right, there we go. We'll turn on the television here. And we got the television on. We have our switch 2 on the television clicked in. Let's get this Pro Controller activated. On. Let's see if we flip the screen here. It's not on the first slot. There we go. Skipped it again. All right, so let's click play. Yes, let's download the new patch. Should be pretty quick. A minute, not too bad. Now it says there's a minute left, but it actually has been maybe 3 minutes since I started the download. It is a little bit slow going. So it's probably a big first day patch. You can see the time up in the corner here. All right, so that took an extra 3 minutes for 1 minute. Let's click start here. So showing the big open world you can race in. It's pretty fantastic. I'm assuming this is presented in 4K. Looks wonderful already. Let's see if there's a simple battle we can do or race. I'll just click that, just the default choices. Fast loading. Yes, this track looks much bigger and wide open compared to the others. We'll have to explore this game more in depth later, but let's just get a small taste of it right now. Oops. Uh-oh, already feeling. Okay, a little odd. Press the A button for accelerate, not the trigger. I have to switch the controls later. All right, well, this gives you a sense of what it's doing. I'll probably restart this race. Okay, I just want to get the system up and running, make sure it does work, there's no hardware mistake or the cartridge is defective, and everything looks like it's working. I'm not used to playing racing games without using the trigger here, but it uses the A button here. And while I was exploring this controller, figuring out what button to accelerate, I did notice there's another button here on the handle, like that. So there's two buttons up top and the third one down here. Now that's something PlayStation or Xbox doesn't have, except on their like Elite controller for the Xbox, for example. But that is pretty nifty. I'm sure that would be useful in some later advanced gaming. But yeah, it has a nice feel there and a natural fit. Thumbs up for that. We have our gaming console now complete and up to date. We have the brand new Switch 2 down here, PlayStation 5 Pro, and the Xbox X off to the side because its huge tower will not fit in this space here. And I'm just gonna rename everything and just put the brand rather than the name of the console. I think that'll just keep everything simpler, especially if we get more up-to-date consoles in the future. Thanks for watching the launch and unboxing of the newest Nintendo Switch 2 console system. Keep on adventuring out there, even with video games.